deflection against ranged. Vicious aim, right. Master's Call. Calls the ranger's animal companion to his or her side, causing the companion to move back to the ranger at increased speed, ignoring engagement, and knocking any enemies in the way prone. That's awesome. Takes advantage of enemy distraction while engaged by the ranger's animal companion, stunning the enemy as a secondary attack. Oh, snap. So you mean when he hits it, if Case is working with him, stunning shot also stuns them? Damn, son. Oh, man. That is, as my friend Okajun would say, or actually, as my friend Baki Hanma would say, that is dope. Both those guys use that all the time. Dope, dope, dope. That is dope. Check that out. Every time you hit, you have a chance to stun? Oh, I mean, hell yes. Of course we're doing that. Wow, that is awesome. In before everyone always makes every fortitude save. Alright. Your athletics are 12, sir. Alright. Vigorous defense. Alright. Armored Grace. Perfectly suited to wear even bulky and restrictive suits of armor, lowering the recovery penalty significantly. Minus 60% armor speed. That's cool. Unbending. Generate 50% of endurance lost from an attack. That could be useful, actually. Unbending is possibility. Guardian stance. Maybe. Clear out. It's 2 per rest I don't like, though. Into the fray. 2 per encounter is okay. Unbroken. Oh, check this out. The fighter refuses to be vanquished. After being knocked out, the fighter stands back up with a portion of his or her endurance healed and temporary bonus to deflection and all damage reductions. 1 per encounter. Revive with 127 endurance, plus 5 damage, plus 10 deflect, fortitude, reflex. Well, hell yes. Definitely unbroken. You kidding me? That's pretty awesome, though. Most interesting fop in the world. Okay. Pallegina. More athletics for you, Pallegina. Okay, Inspiring Triumph. Inspires all allies in the vicinity when the paladin downs an enemy, providing a temporary bonus to all defenses. That's possible. Liberating Exhortation. Summon all their strength in order they temporarily ignore existing hostile effects. I like the fact that it's 2 per encounter, but... Zealous Charge. That's a Zealous Aura, though. Deprive the Unworthy. Interesting. Reinforcing Exhortation, Zealous Endurance. It's another Zealous Aura. Righteous Soul. Grants opponents to defense against poison, disease, as well as charm, dominated, frightened, and terrified effects. Righteous Soul is pretty good, actually. And then Hastening. Righteous Soul, Inspiring Triumph, or Liberating Exhortation. I've been using a door as a shield since the beginning, man. I got that like very early on in Gilded Vale. I love it. I think the question, Xenos, is really why wouldn't you use a door as a shield? Yeah, but if he dies, Thorg, it's going to be badass though. If he dies, deprive the unworthy, especially since Ader is often the one left standing in these things. Inspiring Triumph is a possibility. I kind of like Righteous Soul because it protects against charm. I think I'm going to go with that. Nah, Larder Store. Because I want... I'll tell you exactly why. Because I like this one. This one increases their accuracy, and I like that Zealous status. That's why. Alright, Kana. Kana, chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. Alright, let's see what else he's got. Bestows a burning effect on all ally weapons. Ooh, that's nice. Allies in the area effect gain a bonus to freeze and shock damage reductions and a bonus to defense against the prone affliction. Or the Silver Knight's shield broke both arrow and blade. Plus 10 defection for 16.8. I think I'm going to wait till 5, probably. Culture Club. Yeah, it's a bash thing. It is a door. The bash effect, yeah, basically is another attack task force. You think that's the Joker? That's a big version of the Joker. I like that, okay. Not crazy about that set of chance, but... Alright, Durance, what have you got? Still don't get any more lore, huh? And I can't get any more mechanics either? Aw, you're no fun. Let's give you a point in that just for the hell of it. No new talents, but I got new spells. Cleansing Flame. The priest hurls a ball of holy fire at the enemy that purges its protections and speeds its doom. Does continuous burn damage for 5 seconds. It accelerates the timer for all beneficial effects on the target except heals, as well as those of any continuous damage effects. Leaps up to 2 additional nearby enemies. That's nice. Crowns for the Faithful. Imbues all allies in the area effect with bonus to Perception, Intellect, and Resolve. Minor Intercession calls upon the act of the priest's god, restoring endurance and reducing durations of negative effects for all areas in the area of effect. Allies near its effect, that's pretty cool. Prayer against treachery grants bonuses against attacks that charm or dominate. Little late, but spark the souls of a righteous. Ignites a powerful zeal within allies that manifests in an aura that shocks any enemies near them. Nice. Level 2 spells can now be used per encounter. What? What does that mean? Per encounter? Wait, what? So you mean I can use this per encounter? I can just like light endurance, like repulsing seal, repulsing seal, repulsing seal. Nice. That's awesome. Okay. Basically. It's plus 10 defection. Alright, let's see. The hell is this, Grieving Mother? Give me another lore, please. Alright, let's see. Amplified Wave. Manifests the target ally's mental strengths and projects them outward forcefully, causing a shockwave that inflicts crush damage, knocks any in the area of effect prone. Okay. Disintegration. Burns away the ethereal sinew that holds together the mind, body, and soul of the target enemy, causing it to rapidly take raw damage. Targets that have their endurance reduced to 0 disintegrate into non-existence. Okay, that's terrifying. 30 raw damage over 16.5 seconds versus Fortitude, plus 10 accuracy. Mind Plague. Destroys an enemy's memory with calculated accuracy, confusing and dazing them before rapidly jumping to up to 5 other enemies. Dazed, confused. Oh, gee, hell yeah. I get 2 of these? Well, Mind Plague is one of them for sure. Amplified Wave or Disintegration. I'm going to say Disintegration. Nice. My level 1 spells have been per encounter for a while. Really? I didn't even realize that. I should have been doing more of that then. I did not realize that. Yeah, I know, Xanos. It's one of those things, like, you want her to be protected, you know what I'm saying? You want to be safe. But at the same time, you want to see the... you know, it's tough. It's a tough call. Alright. Here we go. Level 11. Let's do it. You like the Pirate Priest? I love the Pirate Priest. Big fan.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not.
I can't see much, but I hear a noise like a pig choking on wet feed. So, I guess Durance is breathing at least.
Ring of Searing Flames. What the hell was that? Combusting wound. Combusting wounds. Right, does anyone not have rings at this point? Oh, you don't have one. Have combusting wounds. No.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
Johnny, do the walk. You do the walk of souls. You do the walk of souls. Nice. Oh my god, it's Final Fantasy The Spirits Within.
Look at that. A city to put all others to shame. And long lost.
Many spirits stir here, edged with anger, violence.
Can you do that again? I had something in my eye. Missed most of it.
I hate her.
We light our own path now, Watcher.
Yep. I know, it was, right? Five, what's up, Five? Good to see you, man. Hi to everyone, by the way, who's watching the stream. If you guys are new to the stream, my name is Arvin Eleron. I play lots of different games, but I tend to focus on narrative and story-based games, so a lot of RPGs like this one, the occasional adventure game as well. I am just about finished with Pillars of Eternity, then I will be moving on to play The Witcher 3. Hopefully I can finish Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky before that, but we will see. I also do interviews with developers and writers from games and also Fighting Fantasy game books as well, and I even have a Patreon that you see above me that you can get some special perks and bonuses to if you support the Patreon. Never any obligation to do that, obviously, but if you are able to do it, of course, that's always welcome. So, if you like what you see in here, please give the stream a follow and check the Patreon out.
Let's see what lies this way.
Oh, the Spirit Within? Yeah. The Spirit Within didn't work as well as they wanted it to. But Dragon is too slim. Where's your... I mentioned, Xenos, that I'm going to be giving all of the rewards are going to be going out on June 1st, where the stream, the stream that comes right after the beginning of the month, because I need to give Patreon... Everybody told me that I should be waiting to make sure that Patreon actually charges the cards and they all come through. So once they come through, early June, basically, as soon as the next month hits, I will deliver all of your poems. I currently owe, I believe it's 7 or 8 people poems. Actually, how many people do I owe poems? How many people do I owe poems? I owe 8 people poems currently. 8 people are getting poems from me. Someone else with the boots of speed. Double boots of speed. Wow, these guys are shades? Pretty slow. You guys are pretty slow.
What?
I'm here.
I don't care about those ones, on mine. Lightsaber's my attack icon. Yeah, actually, that reminds me. I need to make sure I got the right sets and everyone. Bow, that's flail, yeah. Warhammer, yeah. He's got that awesome gun, yeah. He's got that awesome gun, yeah. And she's got the gun, good. Topaz. I know, right? I know, right, Varney? They said they were an Engwithan shade, but I was like, looks a lot like a zombie to me. Next, I have to fight rats. It's like reverse logic. Whoa, look at that. Is that a bound dragon? Oh, snap. It's like a bound... Look at that. It's like a bound dragon. That died. Wow. That's cool. I mean, I bet it wasn't cool for the dragon, but... Next is a million mummies. What's up, I'm curious. It's another one of those deals. Damn it. I'll look for it later. Give me some light. There's a bound dragon. There's a dead bound dragon. Oh, God. Okay. That's a problem. Hi. Shadow Drake. Hi. We are going to... We're going to do that. You are going to debuff him. You are going to righteously do something. You are going to increase your accuracy. You are going to mark him from death and break.
This thing isn't doing that.
Oh, God. Sixth level Cypher spells. Disintegration! Yes! Feel my disintegration wrath.
Onward! You're not going to...
Alright, and ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Drake! You forget, Xanos, I have learned. When I first left you, I was the student. Now I am the master. You should not have come back.
Of course.
Tell me.
Nice. Guardian's Dome. I really feel like this music is like some kind of bizarre circus music. I'm telling you, Tim Burton, man. Chalky bits of bone break away between your fingers. I didn't get a so good for that, huh? Not a so good, really? No so good, huh? For handling a Shadow Drake. I handled it. You know what I'm saying? I handled it.
Yes?
Oh my god, I saw for the first time... You guys know that it was a couple days ago was the 10-year anniversary, which is hard to believe, of the Leroy Jenkins video. But did you know that there was a video... there was a video of a raid leader. Have you guys ever seen the raid leader video? I had never heard of this before. Where the guy talks about handling it. He's like, it's like this guy with an accent who's talking about how he wants people to do what they, you know, he wants people to like run a raid. And apparently the raid leader in Hearthstone has something where he says like, hit it real hard, and that's based on this video. It's very funny. Yeah, Carnival Hero reminds me a little bit like that, yeah. Yeah, I know, it's true. Hit it real hard. Yeah, dots, dots, dots. Yeah. Dots, dots, dots. What the bleep was that? The only way you get aggro is if you have no idea and you're too stupid to know what aggro is. Oh, God. Minor braces of deflection. I think everybody already... Oh, you don't. Well, I finally got gloves for everybody right at the end of the game. Have I been living on it? What's up, Big? No, I didn't know, man. I never saw that video. Obviously, I saw the Leroy Jenkins one a ton of times. I even saw the WoW video. You guys know the song. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my mind. I dream about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. Right? So they did this video of like this zombie and this like human woman that was actually pretty good. And I want to say that was back like 05, 06, something like that. And that I even saw that video.
Yes?
I saw that video. I saw the WoW video that was set to Everyone's a Little Bit Racist from Avenue Q. At least I have chicken. Yeah, there actually is a Leroy Jenkins like card in Hearthstone. I think there's a Leroy Jenkins character in WoW. So yeah, it's become... definitely has become a thing.
Of course.
Yeah. 3 doors down, yep. Yep. Is there one really? Internet is for porn. The shadows in the caverns suddenly lengthen and swallow you. When your eyes adjust to the darkness, you find yourself in the midst of what must be another vision. Nice. You are surrounded by mists. The ground feels springy under your feet. The ground feels springy under your feet. You imagine that as soon as you take a step, the soil behind you will erase all trace of your passage. As if on cue, the mist before you clear just enough for you to take a couple of steps forward. You do, and the fog closes behind you. You continue for several minutes in this manner, one step at a time, never seeing more than the ground right in front of you. Eventually, rays of light cut through the haze, and you find yourself facing a canyon wall. More dots! Pelagina's head violently snaps to one side, her eyes tracking some unseen threat. She puts her hand to one side, to the side of her face where 2 of her feathers have been cut short near the base. Oh, tufts of down float in the air. Something whizzes past you. Just as you turn, you catch another whir of movement. Out of the mist flits a shape, small and round. You think you see another, and another. They tickle the corners of your vision. Oh boy. You turn back to the canyon wall. The sun shifts along its path, and what looked like a smooth rock face is the hollow of a cave. A figure steps out, its features shifting and changing before your eyes. He who sees and is not seen, save when he chooses, it seems. I thought the god of mysteries my chief enemy at times, but one cannot seek out answers if the questions aren't there. The figure transforms from male to female, from Orlin to Amoa, its bones lengthening and its fur receding into its flesh. The only detail that remains constant is the smooth, eyeless face. The whizzing, rushing shapes from the mist converge on the figure, and as they form a spinning cloud, you realize that they are eyes.
You understand the value of a mystery watcher. A buried scroll, a hidden truth. These are my ways. You unravel a thread, Watcher. One you have lost and discovered over generations. And following it to its end has only brought you back to the beginning.
Have I been here before? Whale giggles, a strangely modulated sound that rises and falls as the god shifts from one form to the next. Your search for answers to your past has led you to another mystery, and one grander still. My goal now is to see the souls Theos has trapped. Yes, but what would you do with them?
A nebula of souls, blind and brimming with potential. The answer to Woodika's question at the beginning of yours. What would you do with them?
According to Hylia, it's possible to restore them to Hollowborn.
A song the world knows and tires of. The droning chorus repeated again and again. Better the improvised melody, the unfolding chant. The listeners sit rapt, and just when they think they have the tune, it changes again.
I'm not a big fan of...
gods require fresh mysteries.
I'm not a fan of chaos for chaos's sake. The clouds break and the torrent of rain washes Whale's features clean. His blank face molds itself again, taking on the shape of something you've never seen before. Do not consign the souls to the fate of some god's choosing. You have found them. Now scatter them across existence, their destination known to neither god nor mortal. Let them be lost again, new answers to new riddles. Behind him, the sudden downpour has carved new caves into the canyon. Ah, Intellect 17. What end would that serve?
No end, Watcher. That is the purpose.
But what would happen to the souls?
None know. They could end up anywhere in the realms of gods or mortals, whole or divided. Discovering them again and charting their course through the ether will be a new mystery.
There's other mysteries.
That is a word for endings, and this is but a crossroads. Even I do not know what you would choose.
Shadows from the new caves melt and spread across the landscape, covering you in darkness. When the light returns, the vision is gone. Yeah, it's always the way, right, Xanos? Always the way. Alright, well, Whale has been heard from. We know what his theory is about what should happen. Oh, thank you very much for the host, Wes. I appreciate it, man. As always, We Are the Romantics being awesome and hosting me. Except I don't know what's been going on with Wes lately. I haven't seen Wes streaming lately. It's like a gap. Wait a minute. So I haven't seen him streaming lately. I've been wanting to go on and check him out. But it's good to see you, Wes. Thanks, man. If you haven't already done so and you guys are not following We Are the Romantics, you should do that. Wes is awesome. We Are the Romantics is awesome. A lone segment of the bridge rises over the ruins of an ancient city. It looks stable enough, but the wide gap leaves little room for error. God damn it, Kana. Why do you always screw up? Better have been worth it.
I'm ready.
And what does the flame reveal?
Ah. That's why. I don't need the spell word amulet, but rings can feature plain bands or jewels. 10% ability area of effect. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, indeed. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to Durance. We are increasing your ability's area of effect, sir. I love it. That was worth it. And Kana hurt himself, and that doesn't matter because... I still got me 4 supplies. And rest. And Kana's all better. Oh, Kana. Kana. It's always Kana who screws up these things. I want to say. I like Kana, but... My Pirate Priest is Rasputin. He's a cool character, man. Durance is a really cool character. Alright.
Hey.
Right. Okay.
Yes? Indeed.
Right, so now Kana has twisted ankle and a sprained wrist. Now we rest. I kinda want to do this and I kinda don't. There we go. Alright. Still worth the jump, though. Was worth it to get that Ring of Overseeing. And I still got 3 camping supplies, so that's good. Alright. Closing in here.
Let's keep quiet.
Alright, this is going to clear away the light, and then I'm going to get attacked by a million things. Yep. Okay. Increase that area of effect. God, what are you doing, Ader? Oh, God. Okay, disintegrate. Let's see. I need you to heal him rapidement. There we go, there we go. Nice. Okay.
This thing is...
Okay. Ah, that's why I'm there. Alright, well. One per rest. One per rest, one per rest, one per rest. Got a whole lot of one per rests. Alright, I need you to lay on hands and hurry it up. Okay. I also need you to heal him rapidly, please. Alright, excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, Drake versus Drake! Alright, I still need you to heal him more. Still gotta work on that whole healing business, please. There we go. You predict the Drake will win. Drake versus Drake. Drake wins. Alright. That was a little hairy for Arven there, but worked out. Okay. Little hairy, but it worked out alright. Okay.
Following your lead.
Let's throw a field triage on here. We can do the same with her.
Quay?
Quay? More field triage. I got one more healing for him. And 3 rests, so.
Yes?
Wonder if that's the final door. Alright, we're gonna find out.
Laying low.
Of course.
It's a cool area, by the way. This whole place has been cool. My beagle. Just keeps hanging out, Trilby does. Just keeps hanging on out. Ansa womb.
Your thoughts must float.
Okay.
Yes?
Okay. Knocked down, living in the city.
Yes?
Boom, boom, boom. I'm a bad penner. He just wanted to come with me, you know? Yeah. I don't know if it'll ever replace Vita Mortis Cariel, but Vita Mortis Cariel.
Indeed. Keeping an eye out.
Scroll of boiling spray. Sounds pretty horrifying. Alright, that's almost everywhere. One thing I haven't done is checked out the stairs. On Saloon. Exceptional padded armor. Well, that's super useful. Exceptional club. Is there somebody at this point who's like, thank God, I've been looking for exceptional padded armor the whole time? Really? Is there someone who's like, that's what they want more than all things? Is really... I'm gonna check. I don't feel like I should be going in that door yet. I feel like that's the end boss, but... Triguna Mekodis and Tricorum Satisdi. Mecha Leka High. Mecha Heini Ho. I'm gonna reload this if this is the final door, because... Holy crap. Alright, that sure as hell looks final to me. Yeah, let's get out. Let's get out. We will come back to that machine in just a second. I just want to wrap up down below that area. Bed knobs and broomsticks. What? That's it, huh? Alright. Well, that means it looks like the final battle, people. The final battle awaits. If I'm reading this right. Sure as hell looks like a boss fight. You're a wizard, Harry! He says, when he casts Fan of Flame, he says, burn him up to cinders, ah. Burn him up to cinders, ah. That's completely what he says. This is 4, yes, sir. Yeah, no, I know. I'm saving now. As soon as I get on the other side of this door. This is 4, yes, sir. Alright. Here we go. Here we go, people. So this is the biggest machine of them all, right? The final showdown. Yes, my strategy will be, well, we'll see. I want to know the way I'm going to do my basic things like that I always do, and then we'll have to see the way that he handles stuff. Push the bulwark against the elements. Hello, Theos.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
Ring of Unshackling. What is that? Suppress Affliction? What the hell is Suppress Affliction? Sound like Kirk Douglas. Apples was responsible for that. I thought it was a cool idea. Sort of fit with everything else. Arv Tube. Oh, so you go up here and around there. Okay. Can I even see Theos here? I feel like this is like Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins. Are you ready to do what is necessary? Ruby, scroll of restore major endurance.
I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this.
Hey, Mizu, what's up, Mizu?
If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well.
Ooh, threatening guy is threatening. Nah, not an arrow. I was thinking of Batman Begins. Good to see you, Mizu. How are you? Okay. Broad belt of power? Whoa! Aptly named, this belt is comprised of a broad span of boiled leather joined in front by a silver buckle. Arcane spells have been forged into the material, and it grants those who wear it undeniable strength and a newfound sense of determination which, even if it is induced, can rouse even the meekest of individuals to actions. To action, rather. Freaking +2 might and +2 resolve. Dexterity. +3 might. +3 con. +2 con. +3 con. +2 con. Cool, cool. Glad to hear it. Blunting belt. Yeah, that's not as good as this. That increases endurance. Cool. I like it.
I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Sure you wouldn't. In before I get to fight him and I have to face every single one of these people. Like, all of them come back to life. You are flooded by 1 million ghosts. You're like, alright, well. What's up, Ivar?
This is a missionary, same as I was. Taught the wrong things as I was.
Plot twist. Ivar is the bad guy. Yeah, we're just about the last boss fight, Mizu. Yep. We are just about at the last boss fight.
Oceanus. They have held off many would-be invaders.
Interesting. These are all like stages that you go through almost. Right?
You are ready to give a confession?
I am ready to hear one from you.
Okay. It's true, it's true. The end of ends. Oh, really nice. Okay. Here we go, people. Quest completed. Memories of the Ancients. Here we are. You've come to a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with Adra and trimmed with copper. At the far end, a great pillar of Adra pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they are all questions. At the base of the pillar stands Theos, a look of concern on his face as he notes your approach. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all others, spinning madly in your mind, but you don't dare ask it yet. You need some admission from him first, some hint of the veracity of your suspicions.
You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here?
What is this place?
We are in a sanctum holy to Utica. There are others like it in service to the other gods. I come here often to pray for her counsel, and in this space I may be assured that she hears me.
Was Ivara telling the truth?
That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and civility that my
Yes,
people
but in his
sacrificed
defense.
everything to build.
That machine behind you, what does it do?
It has many uses, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it.
Stop talking the question! All these statues, who are they of?
They are monuments to Utica's greatest servants among my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete.
Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie?
The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from a rotting wound.
You are shaking now, having lost all patience for tact. No more evasions. You have to know. Everything you missed, you believed. Hey, what's up, Rogan? Everything you have done for the gods. Yeah, I know, Burner. There's a lot of Kodor feeling for me in this. Did you lie to me when you said the gods could end suffering? Theos says nothing. Are there no gods?
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked? Something men can turn to in their darkest moments when their days seem only like bridges from one tragedy to the next. Our gods are all these things.
With Theos' every word, you find yourself losing control of a boiling cauldron of rage and doubt and fear and hopelessness until you can take it no more. Are there no gods? With mad...
We are in a sacred place within earshot of the gods themselves. This is not the time.
Shut up, you bastard.
We've been through much these past few months. You return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trials. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of the apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them.
His eyes linger on you, and there is no mistaking the threat behind it, and your rage shrinks at the image of an iron wheel in your mind, monolithic and caked with the dried blood of thousands. You do not ask your question again.
How did you find it?
I didn't. It was Lady Webb.
Another in a string of acts of petty defiance. For all her knowledge, she always preferred spite over reason.
She loved you.
Then she should have obeyed. I ask one thing of all my followers. She was incapable. A waste of rare talent and intellect.
Blind obedience is a lot to ask of someone with a mind of their own. Oh, snap! What of your cohorts, then? They have followed you to their deaths. Is it loyalty that brings them here? Or is it, as my agents suggest, that they have no direction of their own?
You worshipped Aethys, did you not?
Your spies are good. What gave me away? The cape?
Yet when your god needed you the most, you chose your country.
We were being invaded. Not by anyone who was acting like a god.
Then I should think your hometown gave you a hero's welcome when you returned.
Well, they made cake. And I think you can expect folks to get jumpy when the gods aren't there to reassure them. Maybe if they weren't all too busy trying to kill each other.
The gods argue over how best to prevent Kith society from destroying itself. These disruptions would not be necessary were mortal instinct not so diseased. You have devoted yourself to studying the work of my people. Why?
Because I believe we can learn from the past and use that knowledge to better ourselves. I wanted Rauatai to surpass the Anguithians, build upon what they knew.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
I don't need to understand. I've seen what's become of your people. That's all the lesson I need.
You are living in the time of my people, Amawa. You owe them more than you will ever comprehend, and so it shall ever be. Greater civilizations than yours have attempted to reclaim what we buried.
I am your
The
salvation
greater
through
their
destruction.
successes,
Oh.
the worse their fates in the end. I have seen to it.
Durin stares at Theos with a beast snarl. Theos watches him calmly.
You built a weapon that delivered exactly as promised.
I served my goddess as you did yours.
Yet the other builders were slain. 11 of a dozen. Why not you? Were you somehow different? Redeemable in your god's sight?
Whatever desire I had to be redeemed in her eyes was weakness, purged by the Watcher's sight.
Or was it merely that your goddess wanted you dead as well, and your delusions of importance prevented you from seeing the obvious?
A whore's beguiling charms, nothing more. But the spell's broke now, Theos. The trial's over. I know friend from foe, and I've come here now to see a foe repaid.
You were able to destroy a god because another god wished it. Without her hand to guide you, you could not strike at a god any more than you could strike the sky. You are impotent, and not just from the pox.
Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, snap. Psh.
I understand your Duke's bells gave you a mission.
Their orders do not absolve me of my greater responsibility to the safety and well-being of the Republics. You might want to skip over this one, Theos. Don't want to pick a fight you can't win.
Yet you disobey.
What's up, Tom Tom?
Something you already have a reputation for. They will know, of course. If it had been for a worthy cause, they might have forgiven you. But I don't see them pursuing animancy after seeing what it's done here. They trusted you, and you disappointed, as you always have. And you will again be disowned.
The parents scold, but the children are safe. Whether animancy research continues in the Republics or not, they will survive. For now, that's enough. In any case, I wouldn't be so smug about my face, Theos. She takes a long step forward, a sinister smile spreading across her face. I imagine Wotica responds to disappointment much more severely than even Knight Dukes.
You are here because you are lost. The gods cannot reach everyone, I'm afraid.
What about Grieving Mother?
You fare better in your next lives.
Directs his gaze at you.
I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my footsteps like some stray mongrel? You think I have something to offer
Nice.
you, but our business was concluded long ago.
I live my life by the lies you told. You owe me the truth.
I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of little concern to me. I lied to no one. Not to you, not to anyone.
This guy's a really good
The
voice actor.
gods are real.
Oh, that's
They
okay,
are
man.
Everything we need them to be, and the world is better for it.
Deny a generation's place in the world. You're saying this somehow improves things? You've lied to everyone. You convinced me once that spreading your false faith would end atrocities, yet here you are committing your own.
The spread of our faith ended many such atrocities. I do what I must to ensure it continues to do so. The heart of this country has skipped a beat, nothing more. I have done far worse. I plunged the peaceful kingdom of Telosus into civil war. I slew the monarch of Desantio, whose people never knew hardship under his rule.
Not Desantio.
I replaced him with a cruel despot who brought them to ruin. When plague arrived at the great city of Arborensis, I saw to it that the cure did not. They piled their dead outside the city in heaps that rose above their walls.
Nothing could justify these atrocities.
That's where you are mistaken. There was a time, back when your soul was still a shapeless mist, when the world believed only in false gods. Thousands of them. Gods that told them to take slaves. Gods that told them to make war upon their neighbors and devour the slain. Gods that told them to burn their children alive and cover themselves in the ashes as a sign of their faith. But all that changed when they learned of the true gods. Our gods. All those misshapen, bestial instincts melted beneath the radiance of our god's majesty. You could see it in their eyes. That dull emptiness replaced with the glimmer of a kindled spark.
You led them to overcome their nature.
No person can overcome his instincts by himself. Only with the aid of a god.
Hey, Shatter.
Someone he will respect and listen to, even against his every impulse, does he stand a chance. Have you imagined this existence? The one the apostate would have created. We are not all so virtuous as
Burner.
she. Without our gods, the most wicked, the most tyrannical, they would take that power for themselves. But more than that, it would be a hollow existence. All mysteries forever unanswered. All purposes constructed from meaninglessness. No endings to bring closure. Only a wheel, turning without mercy, grinding our spirits to dust.
Your way comes at too great a cost.
It is the least of all possible costs. Are you so dense as to think a faithless world would not be ridden with calamity?
Depends.
All I have seen, the millennia of experience. I will not be dissuaded from this course. This is the only way.
You are blind to think yours is the only way. You are controlled by your own doubts.
We are all controlled by our own doubts. Better that we should be relieved of them. With your soul and thousands of others, I will see this world purged of its suffering. Hear me, Woodica. Your servant calls for aid.
Oh boy.
Roach 10!
Whoa! What? GG. And I lose. Oh god. Oh god! Alright. Well. Welp! Okay. Yes. Alright. Let's see. I need you to possess them immediately. Please work. Alright, you are marked for death. You should have had accuracy up already. You are a sworn enemy. You... need that. Let's see. I need you to do this. Dots, 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 more freaking dots. Yes! She has been confused. He's been confused, yes. Oh boy. I think I did that wrong. I got confused about what was going on there. Hell are you? Okay. Okay, let's see. I need you to keep doing what you're doing. And can we knock down, please? Go. Alright, keep it up. Alright. What the hell just happened? I have no idea what just happened there. Did he just throw cleansing flame? What the hell did he just do? Okay, let's do that. You can't do anything yet. I could really use some power from you, and that's what I like to call, ladies and gentlemen, Drake! Okay. Keep at it. I need knockdown on Theos. I need you to wounding shot Theos. I need you to pour it the hell on. I need you to sunburst Theos. I need you to do something awesome. Let's see. restore critical endurance here. And I need you to hurry up on your focus, please. You just shot a big purple thing at his statue? Yeah, I know, right? Okay. I really need you to heal yourself.
My mom.
Oh, God. I...
Quick.
What?
There we go. Good, good, good. Alright, everybody attack Theos. I'd really appreciate it if we could get some more stuff done to Theos. That'd be lovely. Let's see. Do you have your focus back yet? If you could pick up the pace on that focus, that'd be lovely. Okay, let's do that.
Hey.
I haven't used that wall of flame scroll yet. No. So is he like invulnerable? Is that what's going on here? He's invulnerable, right? Alright. Should have picked that up a lot earlier. Ow. Damn it. That was stupid. I should have...
Following your lead. Roak 10!
Man. Freaking those bells, man. Hell's bells! Okay, let's see. Major endurance, good. I do have a resurrection scroll, actually, although I don't know if I have it up and usable.
On your word.
Ah, good. All right. Okay. Now.
Hey.
Thank you. on, man.
This isn't going as I hoped.
Well, the good news is I killed one of them. The bad news is... Bad news is he's still...
Hey.
Not dead.
Hey.
Alright. No place to run for tactical positioning. Hey, what's up, guys? No, you made it for the final battle, yeah. Okay, let's see. He's out of that.
Not like this.
All right. I'm now using, like, I've used, like, every Watcher power. Ow. God damn it. As usual, 8 or verse. God damn it. Wow. I'm dead. Suck. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So, I feel like really? I get it so bad, really? The first time I'm in the fight and I almost win it, really? Alright, so
Of course.
what I have to decide is who to take out. Thanks, Wonders. I have to decide who I want to take out here.
Yes?
And do I focus on the statues or like... All questions.
You are
What is this place? Was Ivar telling the truth?
that.
Machine behind you, what does it do? All these statues, what are they of? Is the entire exhibition a lie? Did you lie to me? Are there no gods? Are there no gods? Continue dialogue. Oh, the autosave is right as the fight starts? Oh, I didn't realize. My bad. My bad.
How did you find it? Another in a... Then she should have obeyed. I ask one of your cohorts, you.
Your spies are...
Yet when you're...
We were big.
Then I should...
Well, they made...
The god... You have devoted...
Because
And did you... You are greater... You...
I saw.
Yet the other...
Whatever.
Or was it...
A horse.
You were a... I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you... You are... I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my foot? I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of the spread of the heart of... When plague arrived, that's... There was a time... But all that changed when they learned of the... No per... Have you imagined? But it is the least of all possible costs. All I have seen. The millennia of experience. We are all with you. Hear me, Woodica.
Alright. So...
Roach 10!
So now the question is whether I attack his statues or not. Okay. So let's see. Let's do that first. Let's do that. Let's do that. You're my sworn enemy. And... mark it down. Alright.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Okay. Wouldn't mind getting up anytime, that'd be lovely. Sworn enemy. Still waiting on you to build that up. Anytime. Thank you. Okay, everyone is attacking him. Actually, wait a second. Except for you. I want you to build that right there. Okay, and then let's see. Dorrance, I need you to debuff everybody. You just need to keep chanting up a storm. You've already got your sworn enemy, so I need you to hit at them. I need you to knock down them. I need you to... Wow. Wow. Wow, what was that? Holy crap, what the hell was that? Wow. Holy crap. Damn. Well, I'm screwed. Yeah. So okay. Alright. Okay. So what I have to do is I have to take Theos out first. I've got to take out Theos first. That's the answer. I have to take out Theos, put him in his little shield, and then take out one of his henchmen, then go back and take out the other shield. That's what I have to do. So first I have to kill Theos. That's the first thing. I also haven't used any of my scrolls yet. I haven't, like, buffed with, like, tons of food and everything. Okay. You are marked for death. Let's see. You are my sworn enemy. You... Sunbeam. You cast that. Go! Oh, did you see it? Did you see it? They're going up against each other. Did you guys see that? The two statues are fighting each other. Yes. Make it happen. Yes. Feel the burn. Killed. Killed. Yes. Yes. Boom.
I'm here.
Breaking the game, baby. Breaking the game. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now, do you have enough to be able to turn him into something awesome yet? No? Now my party is pinned between two giants. One miracle at a time, huh, Rogan? let me deal with one miracle at a time, man. All right. Now all attention. Rain down death. All attention. Back on him. Come on, bring him down.
Hey.
My mind.
Woo! At your feet rests the body of Theos, hollow, the dense wrinkles shaped by the silent shouldering of an eternal burden now smoothed across his color-drained face. His soul remains still for the moment, defenseless, its energy expended in defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud.
All those lifetimes spent to preserve a single vital secret.
Thank you.
I can't imagine having that much certainty.
I want to go back and see how I did that in a minute, but...
That's the servant down, and the mistress still to go. A good start. Worthy of being built upon.
Oh god. Plot twist. Now you fight the goddess.
Thousands of souls he has tortured. Would that he could live those sufferings 1,000 times himself.
In his own way, Theos must have truly believed he was caring for the people of Eora, protecting them from themselves. A shame his soul won't have a chance to reflect on his errors before it enters the wheel.
He was good at serving his god, I give him that. He should have picked a better one.
Yep. With a deep breath, you plunge into Theos' soul, and where in Brackenbury it had been a maze of narrow corridors and dead ends, now it is expansive and borderless, its walls crumbling into heaps like the ruins of Engwith as you pass through them. You travel for what seems like ages, rushing to a known destination, a memory you glimpsed once before. At last you see it, no more than a pinprick of light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you near. You come out in the room you are standing in now, but it is new and pristine and filled with people, thousands of them, all turned towards the great Adra pillar and the machine that encases it. Theos stands at the machine, and you are one with him now. You look out at the crowd, at faces of shriveled old men and cherub-cheeked little girls, at mothers bouncing infants to quiet them, and fathers clasping their children's restless hands and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. You turn back toward the machine, your breaths constricted beneath the weight of unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc at the base of the great crystal column and speak a single word. Giant rings creak to life, building speed, setting arrays of carved draconic mouths aglow and sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sound drowned out by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc outward from the pillar in all directions, and you look over your shoulder to see them engulfing the crowd, burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one, the tendrils disappear, leaving ashen effigies where people once stood, many of them disintegrating into gray heaps under the stress of the tremors. Well, thank you, hero. You look above to the Adra pillar, and a glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce atop the column where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous like some immense chrysalis, suspended in slow rotation as though it were being spun from the arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, the spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems to you as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement, and look back up to see it melt into the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillar flares with a flash of light bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to an abrupt halt, and when the last echo of its grinding cogs is past, the chamber is still, and you are alone. From all sides, reality begins to bleed in through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down on Theos' lifeless body. You sense a listlessness to Theos' soul, an overwhelming fatigue that hinders its immediate escape and makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has given you some kind of hold over it, and you're able to do with it as you please. Let's see. So I can return it to the cycle. You'll remember this. Remember, no man can hide the truth forever. All you've done was done in futility. Your memory shall be your penance. Ooh, I like that one. To tear his soul apart. I do not envy you, Theos. I of all people realize the sway memories can hold. It is time you granted peace. No. Banish his soul to Braithiamen. Theos seeks Arcanum. There can be no forgiveness for your deeds, only justice. You shall escape judgment no longer. That's cute. Destroy all memories contained within. Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can't be undone, but it can be forgotten. It shall trouble neither of us any longer. Or tear his soul apart. You cause me great suffering, Theos. You do not deserve to exist. Alright, well, I'm not going to return... Let's see. I'm not tearing his soul apart. It just doesn't fit the RP, and what's the point? So, 2 and 5 are out. And I'm not just going to give him Oblivion. So we got 1, 3... or 4. I like 1 a lot if I want to punish him. 3, I feel like there's some poetic justice in that because he did the same thing to people. But I don't know that that really works. I feel like that's... I kind of like 4, though. Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can't be undone, but can be forgotten. It shall trouble neither of us any longer. I like the idea of him starting fresh. You know? No, I'm not going to tear it, Theos. Theos. I called you Theos. Freudian slip. I'm not going to do that, Xanos. 1 or 4. I'm either going to return it to the cycle, which means he remembers it forever, and his memory is his penance, which is sort of like what happened to me, or I destroy all the memories contained within. Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can't be undone, but it can be forgotten. Sit down with him, have a drink. No, see, I don't know about that. I was thinking about that, hero, but I don't think so. It's not that everyone was dreaming. It's that you remove the sort of... What would happen if someone had a chance to start afresh without the memories of their past? You know? Like, for example, Jason Bourne in The Bourne Identity. That's basically what happens. He's like a new person. He's a new man. He exists new, you know? Four.
No! You cannot allow this. He will have no reminders. He will not remember the message we wrote on his fragmented bones and carved into his flesh. The lesson we burned into his soul.
I'm not about revenge, Durance. A questionable act. Without his memories, there'll be nothing of Theos left to appreciate your mercy. You return to the landscape of Theos' memory. He may, but he may not. That's a good question. See, that's the thing, Hero and Mizu. That's the thing. I don't know. See, think about it. Remember in Mass Effect, and I'm going to, for those of you who haven't played it, for those of you who haven't played Mass Effect, close your ears for about 30 seconds. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. So, you guys remember that in the Mass Effect ending, one of the points that gets made is that if you choose destruction, which means that basically you destroy the Reapers, that eventually the organics and the synthetics will destroy each other because it's inevitable. In the game, I rejected that premise because I do not believe that history is inevitable. I don't believe we necessarily will do the absolute same thing again, especially because, remember, the Watcher will not have his memory destroyed. Durance and Pallegina and, and Ader and the Grieving Mother and Kana, they will not have their memories destroyed. So they will remember the experience, and that means they will be alive to be able to teach these people something new in the new story. So in my view, there's a sense that you can, by doing this, by wiping the slate clean, you do not take revenge. You don't punish him needlessly. You also don't punish yourself needlessly. And as a consequence, you do something differently. So I think there's a hope. Okay. Now, Tom, you can wave. I can wave your hand. Now I'm done. Okay. You return to the landscape of Theos' memory, to the vast terrain of deceptions and crippling despair, and you can feel your agency in this world now, an ability to reshape to the whims of your dominant will. You focus on a vision of pure emptiness, for your will becomes a swirling vortex. Yeah, exactly, Varney. I know he did, Rogan. But you don't bring the kingdoms back by keeping him with the memory, is my point. You don't bring those kingdoms back. I do believe in punishment when it leads to rehabilitation. And I don't think you're going to rehabilitate him. And I don't believe in punishment for the sake of itself. I hope it is, Wonders. I think that'd be cool if it did. I don't know if it will, but it'd be awesome if it did. You focus on a vision of pure emptiness, and your will becomes a swirling vortex around you, sweeping through the landscape and bearing away moments and lifetimes, like some apocalyptic Beowulf that would tear away the essence of the planet itself. The storm builds until the very crust of the world peels from the fabric of the soul that anchored it, and it is borne off into the sky until it is too distant to observe. Plus, that was awesome to read. The last thing you see is a white void, boundless in all directions, unfettered by the shackles of experience and doubt. In the stillness that follows, a single word echoes through your mind, a word you spoke when you were one with Theos in an ancient memory. You realize it is the word that activates the machine. Everyone has something to say to me. Yeah, I kind of do, Tom. I admit it. Alright. Time for the denouement. There's nothing to loot, I guess, right? Okay.
Alright, then.
Yes?
Oh, God. As you approach the machine, the path underfoot suddenly changes to a cobbled road. If you hadn't experienced vision like this already in Tower Everen, you'd be tempted to believe that the machine had sucked you into it and deposited you in the middle of nowhere. The sun blazes overhead, and the rolling meadows and thick forest on either side of the road could be anywhere in the Deerwood. A shrill cackle turns your head. Yeah, I hope I didn't screw that up. I didn't mean to end it just now. Standing next to you is a malnourished man clad in a threadbare loincloth and manacles. The entire body is striped with lash marks, and there are scarred pits where his nose and ears should be. He stinks of stale sweat and unwashed filth. You notice something wandering down the road, but the figure's back is to you. The scarred slave is your attention for now.
You know something of quiet servitude, Watcher. Groveling and simpering before the gods whose aid you need, so that when they finally raise you to a place of power, you can seize what you desire. You have labored at the pleasure of others.
Okay, good.
That shriveled
Awesome.
hag in Hadrat House, those pompous deer wooden zealots, the wretched tribesmen playing out their fantasies of grandeur. And then you cowered and knelt before the gods themselves, begging one paltry favor and receiving riddles and visions in response. And now the gods give you orders and commands, even while you set out to fix what they cannot.
He's going to give another option.
Yet what have they offered you?
They offered us the means to stop Boudica and Theos. That's enough for me. Given the breadth of the Iron Manacle, it's amazing that he can raise his bone-thin arm. But he does, and he points to the person walking the other way along the road.
The exiled queen is not an ungrateful patron.
You get a better look at the lone figure and realize that she's wearing robes, tattered and singed, but fine nonetheless. On her head is the silhouette of a broken crown. She continues walking, her pace slow but determined.
Finish the work Theos began. Strengthen Boudica with these souls and allow her to become the most powerful of all the gods, with you as her favored.
I've been working against Boudica this whole time. Why would she thank me now after I've defeated her most loyal servant? Loyal and weak. Oh, sorry, the ragged hole in Skane's face wrinkles with disgust. Loyal and weak. Theos proved his inadequacy, when he failed to anticipate you. A plan exposed is worse than none at all. But you have proven resourceful, equal to the schemes of gods. Boudica has a long memory, Watcher, for both friends and foes, and she keeps her oaths. What do you mean by her favored? The recipient of Boudica's blessings. She has always had a place for mortals of particular merit. If you help her now, she will become the most powerful of all the gods, and you will be the one who made her so. Think of the lifetimes of rewards you would reap. Yeah, like with Theos? The only reward I wish is the joy of pulling bloody shards of her broken crown from my staff when I have finished with her trial. So says... Scan turns his flinty eyes on Durance. So says your companion who's been abandoned... Abandoned? Dunded? What? Where's my QA? Okay. By his own god. Do you really trust him to make alliances for you? Helping Boudica would mean that the secrets of the gods stay hidden. He rubs his hands together, his black eyes gleaming. Safely hidden, yes. From the violent overlords who would cease to fear punishment in the next life. From the heavy-handed masters who would have answered to no one. The world needs some schemes. Or are the souls of Kith so pure that you would snap the tenuous threads that bind society? I like how Skane is a god who always is sort of like pretending to be like, sort of cowering at the other gods, but he's always sort of, working in the shadows. I like the idea that here he's like the god of the slaves almost. So he's being consistent with what he would try to do. I like that. I like not his manner, Arven Elleron, but I know the power of a good tale, of belief in something larger than ourselves. The people of Engwith gave up their souls freely to prove it. Perhaps he has a point. Skane takes a bundle at his feet and hefts the burden onto his back. I've explained the alternative, Watcher. Continue as a pawn of the gods, or a partner of one. This is really creepy. At the other end of the road, the figure stops. She turns her head just enough to look over her shoulder. Her face is mostly hidden, but one merciless eye peers at you from a cheek of rippled, scorched flesh. Sorry, won't help you.
You say that now. But when you're standing in front of the machine, considering the lifetimes and the powers that await you, we'll see what you do.
He continues down the road, and when the sun suddenly drops below the horizon, it plunges you into momentary darkness. You come to your senses in front of the machine. All these evils we've seen, going all the way back to the Saints' War, that was all Boudica. Imagine if she was stronger on top of it all. That was a god's grammar, was it really? It resonates with the energy of thousands of souls. Standing near it makes your head spin. Okay, now I want to talk to everybody. Alright. Let's talk to everybody, and then we're going to make this call. Ader, what do you think?
Theos, he had hold of your soul from a long time back, seems like. You get what you needed from him?
I got an answer to an old question.
Those can be hard to come by. I feel for people still looking for theirs.
Always like Ader.
Easy to see what it means to them to have someone to look to for answers. You'll be feeling better soon then. Good. That's real good. You got it figured out what you're going to do about all that?
Not yet.
Got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by their gods. There's not much that'll put the fear in you more than that. You can take my word for it. If it was in my power, and I know it's not, but if it was, I'd send every last one of those souls right back where they were supposed to go in the first place. So folks could get back to believing what they used to.
Funny, Damien. Yeah,
After what you've been through, though, I'm sure you got your own ideas. Better make it good.
Yep. I really like Ader. What do you think, Pallegina?
So much for Theos, then. Now you have a chance to set things right, back to the proper order of things. It will take the Dyrwood generations to recover, but at least these souls will find their way back to the wheel, as it should be.
We've come to the end of it, my friend. It has been an honor to walk this road with you, and I will regret our parting.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hippo. I will return, I think, to Rauatai. The Dyrwood can keep what mysteries it still holds. I miss my people, my family. Perhaps in time your own travels will take you further afield. If you should ever find that the sand beneath your feet is that of Takawa, seek me out, and you can tell me what other impossible things you have accomplished.
Ah, the end of the road greets us at last. You fared well, Watcher. Better than any Watcher has right to. Seems you were afield in need of a flame's cleansing. Would that my own trial had produced such an outcome. I had figured myself for the field all this time. But you were the field, and I the darkness. A lesson neither of Durance nor of Margarin. But with that trial's end, a new one begins. A god's trial. And I will stand in judgment without mercy.
Oh, Durance. Last but not least.
Theos may be gone, but his crimes, the wounds he has inflicted, remain. Yet before you lies an opportunity to heal, to restore. Only through the healing of families, repairing the bonds between parent and child, reforging the shattered links between generations, can the Dyrwood be knit whole once more.
Yep, it's just like Ader. Ader and Grieving Mother, yep. You're right.
People will long remember the legacy. Let them also remember the healing that followed.
Okay. So now I've spoken to all of them. Let me go talk to... Can I talk to, let's see. I wonder if I can talk to these people up here. Are these,
I'm here.
Are these, like, chattable? Okay. So they're just there. Alright. Okay. Machine time. Then, let's make sure I'm not missing anything. Except the dead body of Theos. Face planted. It was pretty satisfying. I think what happened was basically what I wanted to have happen more or less occurred exactly as I thought it would, except I didn't know that it would bypass that second stage. I thought that I would hit Theos enough and he'd put the shield up on himself and then it would be up to them. But what happened was Grieving Mother's badass, like charm spell, basically, her top level charm spell, charmed the statue so they beat the hell out of each other. And while they were doing that, all my guys basically just crushed the crap out of Theos. So before he could do his little shell thing, he was down. And then I was able to just go off on the two statues. I know. Alright. Choice time. With your companions bearing witness, you step up to the place where Theos once stood before his people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle, ready. You have seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It is a device for directing souls. As a watcher, it would be a simple matter to influence that direction. Though as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do. Which is a nice hint of saying this will be the end. Speak the command. There is a shrieking of stone grinding against stone as old cogs loosen and begin to turn. You have only moments before the souls will be sent into the Adravane. This will be your only chance at redirecting them. So, send the souls back into the reincarnation cycle. That was the suggestion of a few gods. Return the souls to the bodies they were intended for. That's Hylia, Aiders, and Grieving Mothers. Entropically disintegrate the souls, ending their existence. That, I forget which one is, but that's ridiculous. Distribute the essence to existing souls in Dyrwood to strengthen them. That was another set of the gods. Allow the souls to pass through the vein to Wodica. That was Skane's idea. Or disperse the souls is Whale's idea. Answer: return the souls to the bodies they were intended for. You close your eyes and expand your perception outward, taking in the immense totality of the tens of thousands of souls orbiting the chamber. Your grasp on the souls is tenuous. You find yourself fighting to keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as the machine gains speed. A brief moment comes when it fears as though you hold all of them at once, and their force is so great it feels as though they will tear you apart. In that moment, you dedicate your entire being to bending their orbit, channeling their flow in a new direction. Steam achievement won the game!
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale, pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Theos used to enter Sun in Shadow,
Smacky.
and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Ter Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Theos had left behind, and when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Dyrwood than the one you had left.
What's up, Zach?
At your direction,
I've heard very good
souls
things about that,
diverted
Zach.
by Theos were guided back to the vessels originally meant for them. For the first time, parents of hollow-born children woke to the cries of their infants and looked into their eyes to see them staring back. People fell to their knees where they stood, thanking Helia or Mogren, or even Aethys for their forgiveness of whatever guilt they felt they bore. But for all the relief that had come to some parents, others only found new grief. For many thousands of Hollowborn had died during Wideone's legacy, in his own hands. For those children, there would be no homecoming. Yet the last Hollow birth was in the past now, and those parents willing to risk trying for a new child were frequently rewarded, often with twins. Many felt they saw Helia's hand in it, and the year would be remembered as the year of Helia's splendor. Lord Radric's zeal had brought him back to life once, but it would not do so again. Radric's destruction at your hands spelled the end of his suffocating rule.
I heard that if you don't kill Radric again, he destroys
In his
Gilded Vale.
absence, the village prospered, becoming a popular destination for new settlers anxious to leave Defiance Bay after the riots. Without a nearby ruler,
You got it,
it also
Rogan.
grew more wild, with many settlers moving on as soon as they'd arrived, turned off by lawlessness that was excessive even by Dyrwoodan standards. Nevertheless, despite the challenges of living there, Gilded Vale had survived, and would continue to survive for the foreseeable future. Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But once the dozens had regrouped in the wake of the riots, they quickly put an end to the criminal activity. They patrolled the streets in droves and administered their brand of law on any perceived offenders. This was not the erratic justice of the mob, however. The dozens had taken to heart the strengths of their adversaries, the Knights of the Crucible, and emerged as a far more organized, disciplined force.
Good for the dozens.
With the waning strength of the other Defiance Bay powers,
Hippo.
the leadership of the dozens took the opportunity.
No, I had
to establish
Thorg's
its own
wonders.
group as the dominant peacekeeping
I paid
force in the
Thorg for his
city.
extra copy from the Kickstarter
The
that he did.
dozens would soon find themselves overwhelmed by the problems of a leaderless metropolis. But they found an uneasy new partner in the surviving forces of the Crucible Knights, who understood the city's infrastructure and were able to keep the worst of its problems under control.
See, so I brought the Dozens and the Crucible
Though the
Knights
machine
together.
atop Ter Noaneth had been disabled, it had not seen its last use. Heritage Hill was rebuilt, and no sooner had the first families moved in to resettle the district than members of the Leaden Key, acting under standing orders from their Grand Master, climbed the tower.
God damn it.
And reactivated the machine.
Damn it, Leaden Key.
The initiates slew a handful of the new settlers under cover of night, and watched as history repeated itself, the victims reanimating and devouring the survivors. After this second incident, the district would remain abandoned.
Very funny,
Duke's
Wonders.
assassination at the apparent hands of an Animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay, and few Animancers survived the first day. Many Deerwoodans took the end of Widewind's legacy as a sign, both that the gods did not approve of Animancy, and that the purging of Animancers in Defiance Bay had been enough to satisfy them. In time, their rage would subside, and a number of surviving Animancers remained in and around Defiance Bay, often taking to the wilds to practice their science without repercussions.
I will, Tom, at the end. Save it,
Fortress
but I
of
do want to hear it,
Kathmandu
yeah.
emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every Thane and Earl in Deerwood. Legend grew over time of its impregnability, and stories of formidable invaders easily scattered by the keep's defenses became popular around the hearths of Deerwoodinians. Likewise, it also became a beacon to travelers, merchants, and visiting dignitaries alike. Reputed as the finest fortress in all Deerwood, people would journey from near and distant lands alike to experience its fabled hospitality and grandeur. Pallegina had gone against the Duke's Bell's orders by inventing a new trade arrangement with the Anamenfath to accommodate the recovering Deerwooden market. With the Deerwood's people still weakened by Widewind's legacy, the Vailian republics easily pushed their would-be competitors out of the market. For her outrageous insubordination and audacity, Pallegina was banished from the republics. She traveled north in the Eastern Reach, avoiding Vailian ports and entering the ranks of the kind wayfarers. Despite her bravery and dedication to those in her care, her strange appearance made her feel like an outsider wherever she went. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale.
Sorry about Pallegina.
Through a number of quiet inquiries, he soon found his way into the underground organization of Aethasians known as the Night Market. Ironically, in learning that the gods had been fabricated, Adair found his faith in Aethus renewed, and that his god was neither alive nor truly a god had become irrelevant. He rose quickly through the ranks of the Night Market for his optimism and for his bold leadership, his ultimate goal to make the Deerwood a place that would welcome followers of the Shining God once again.
Very
When
cool.
the dust settled in Sun and Shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Theos Ixarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong, and what would be required to undo the harm Theos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Theos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden
Wow.
Key.
Obsidian Wonders, actually.
After all that he had learned in the Watcher's company,
If you ask Oblivion that, they'll look at you
Kamarua
confused.
could no longer see meaning in his pursuit of the Tanvi Oratoa. He decided to leave what remained of it within the depths of the Endless Paths and return home. Kana bid the Watcher farewell and sailed back to Rawatai, spending the tempestuous journey reflecting on the time he had lost to the pursuit of falsehoods. His family found Kana much changed, his fiery excitement replaced with a weary solemnity. Determined to change his wandering ways, Kana took up a quiet life as a lorekeeper at the college, teaching young students the traditions of their people.
I appreciate the thought very much, Wonders.
With Theos
I feel a little bad
defeated
for Kana.
and the souls released from Sun and Shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. Pleasant and peaceful memories rose to fill the cracks in the grieving mother's mind. She returned to the birthing bell, unaware that the village nearby had become an empty desolation in her absence. Thus she began her tireless vigil atop the Adra, awaiting mothers and children who never came.
That's kind of more
Durrance
depressing than I
used
expected.
Magrin's strength only until Theos had been cast from the world, and then, swore off her influence entirely. Regret came to weigh heavily on his mind, and a man who had never previously lacked for words or opinions came to embrace silence and contemplation. He continued to wander, penniless and destitute, searching now not for the reason for his goddess's silence, but for a mechanism for revenge. The charred robes he continued to wear as a reminder that he had been burned by his goddess, and not just by the flames of the Godhammer. You and Sagani never found Persoc together. The Adra figurine had gone dark by the time they emerged from Sun and Shadow, and it was another month before Sagani finally accepted that Persoc's trail had gone cold again. Her search took her beyond the Deerwood and as far as the Living Lands. She saw the great coastal cities of Rawatai and the ruins of Old Valia, absorbing the details of these strange and distant lands. 20 years passed before the Adra figurine finally glowed again. When it did, she followed its signal to a quiet hamlet on the outskirts of Adir. There, she met a young farmer and told her of her past as an elder of Masuk. Sagani returned to a village that had forgotten her face, but remembered her story. Masuk greeted her with cautious warmth, and Sagani found that their ways had become strange to her.
Nah, no, I think it's because I didn't do anything else.
Kalu had perished of winter fever a few years before, and her middle child, Najuo, had died in a raid. But she found her daughter Yakona a hunter and mother of 3, and her son Malak a builder of mighty walls. In them, she came to find her place in the village, and the familiar contours of a world that had changed in her absence. For you, the death of Theos brought an end to your waking visions.
Nothing about Heravius, huh?
The whispers of the past.
Oh, really? Nothing about Heravius?
You were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead.
Yeah. All right, people. Game complete. Game complete. Well, as you guys know, the tradition in this channel is we always watch the credits and we talk about the game as we watch the credits. And the only other thing I want to say is I have heard many good things about Fury Road. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So take a look, by the way. Look for Carrie Patel, because she's the one that I just interviewed. Josh Sawyer, of course, I brought on this channel. Really, really cool stuff. Thank you, Burner. Yeah, New Game Plus. So I love this game. I thought this game was great. To me, this is quite obviously a contender for Game of the Year. I mean, you might laugh at that, but we're already in May, believe it or not. It's already May 2015, so we're already 5 months into the year. For me, this is an early candidate for Game of the Year. Obviously, we've got Shadowrun Returns Hong Kong to be heard from. If Numenera comes out, that's going to be a big thing. Sword Coast Legends, there's other games, you know, Arkham Knight. But this game was great. I was very, very impressed with it. It's not perfect. There's Carrie Patel. It's not perfect. I don't think the combat system works quite as well as they'd like it to. I do think that it was hard not to outlevel the content. And truthfully, there were very few combats that caused any problem once you got past, like once you got midway through Act 2, pretty much there wasn't a lot of combat left that was troubling. Oh yeah, finished. Yes, I wouldn't say complete. No, that's true. But, you know, finished in a legitimate way. But I thought the choices were meaningful. You know, I heard a lot of people complaining that the last act was rushed. I didn't think it was rushed, to be honest. I mean, like, when I look at this, I'm probably going to end up having played 72, 73 hours in this game. And that was without doing, you know, like 10 of the levels in Endless Paths and doing a couple of other side quests. I don't think it was rushed. I didn't feel like the last act was rushed. I felt like it was kind of obviously building to a momentum. I don't think Act 3 was as good as Act 2. I thought the best act was Act 2. Defiance Bay was great. But I thought Act 3 was solid. I thought Act 3 had some good spots. I loved the stuff with the gods.